3 null talismans or something. You can't, like, you can't itemize in a greedy way. If you do, you're just gonna be crushed.
Yeah.
Because they're running out of time, Flying Penguins here.
They
So
are.
what heroes are we thinking about? We're missing an Envy hero. We're missing most likely a snaking hero. There it is. The snaking one anyway. Assuming that is the case.
Yeah, I always like Batrider. I think he's super underpicked, like, currently. I think that hero, I mean, the thing is, you needed a lane dominator, too, because if you look at both teams right now, it feels like they're playing for lanes. Like, Doom's a good laner, Bat's an amazing laner, Bane, one of the best 5 laners in the game. Earth Spirit's the only little weird one, but...
Honestly, I'm thinking if maybe Flying Penguins are trying to do some well, not super next level, but next level mind games with this Bat, because Gambit, they love Legion Commander. But Legion Commander in this game is not awesome. You have OD versus you, you have Bane versus you. So maybe pick Bat. So they put Troll on mid and LC. Safe lane, bait it out. It's not like you're kind of messing up with their lineup. They don't have like the best composition of heroes. And also then you can put the Bat on 4 and Tiny offlane and perhaps lane it like that. Or Bat on 5, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a stretch, I know, but...
You got to do something, right?
I'm just saying this because Gambit, they love that LC. Afterlife had like 300 damage.
Dude, that was he had a I mean, he almost single-handedly carried. I think Demolition Boy should have won that game, but because he was so farmed, yeah.
I think if Demolition Boys just adapted in a way in which Bat was a support that game, they could have won it definitely. Yep.
And well, no, you either ban it or you do that, right? I don't think you just let it through. There's no way you just let the LC through here if you don't have like a plan. So we'll see though.
Yeah, the one that gets banned is the Lifestealer, actually. So the Infest Bomb with the Bat, no longer an option.
And he was that hero is actually really good versus Doom too on that lane. So makes a lot of sense to ban out the Nyx. Like if Nyx is on that lane, first and foremost you can't kill him with Third Spirit and Doom, and then again he just solo handles Doom. Oh, Razor!
They are going super fast paced. Holy smokes!
But I mean. That's something that Gambit can do too, right? But what lane's okay against both Razor and OD? Normally, it's each other.
Yep.
So what's left?
That's a good question.
There's Viper left, I suppose, but I don't know. I don't like it that much.
I think you might just have to sack the Razor lane, like, right? You let Envy get farm, but you know your Troll. This game's pretty much, it's already looking, we don't even know the last tier, and I think it's just going to be a 4v5 game while Troll farms somewhere. And if Troll gets level 20 by 25 minutes in, I think Gambit will just win because of the draft by Flying Penguins. But this last hero does have to be a pretty big playmaker with the Earth Spirit, I think.
Yeah, they really need a playmaker, as you said it. They just don't do anything as these.
You have like an Earth Spirit, and if he rolls in, but if you have no one to follow up, you're just like, well. We saw like Velour he had amazing plays on his Earth Spirit, but sometimes there just wasn't follow-up. There's no catch.
FN Lina, perhaps, not a banned hero, also a hero that has been picked up a lot, also a hero that outranges OD and defeats him. Viper. Yeah, it's a more stable. It's a more stable hero that doesn't really allow them to move around and get these pickoffs, crazy pickoffs, but it does allow them to just go one tower after another. And if you get those Greaves early on, Atos, it's all right. Plus, you can lane versus either the Razor or the OD. So.
Opener of the series, what are we thinking?
I want to say Flying Penguins for obvious reasons, but I really do think this is going to be a pretty good Gambit game. I think they are just going to roam around as 4 heroes. This Troll is just going to farm. If they don't find the Troll like one or two times before 20 minutes, he's just going to get out of control, and I think Gambit will take it reasonably easy.
Okay. Lizard?
Weebs out. I'm not cheering for anyone here.
Wow.
Anime Battle of History, like calm down.
What if this... You liked Pokemon, right?
I was a kid. Yeah. I was 7.
Okay, but you did like it.
That's the point. But will it be action-packed battle like that? That's what we want, of course, in an anime showdown.
Yes, it's going to be very action-packed. It's pretty much just can Flying Penguins just outman him pretty much every fight. And the problem is they don't have the best objective takers. These are on Flying Penguins, so they have to win these fights convincingly because you have a Razor and a Batrider. Like, Razor can hit towers if he has the damage stolen, but if not, it's just going to be interesting.
Is Dragon Balls considered anime as well?
Oh, right.
It is.
You also were a Dragon Ball Z fan. That's okay. Look at that. Flying Penguins have the upper hand for Twitch chat.
68%.
People love the EE.
They were also wrong with the VG Gaming.
Yeah, they were.
matchup,
I don't
so
get this. 68% is a bit
you
too
guys
much.
got to step up your prediction game. But let's find out what's going to happen, because there's only one way that we can indeed find out who takes that first game, and that is to have it played out, and the people in your ear will be lyrical and trend.
Thank you again, Sheever. And yes, we got Lilith and Flea on screen. They're hoping to take this game #1. Flying Penguins versus Gambit, all happening right now. And my man Trent, we got a Bat Rider in the game. There's a Troll Warlord. There's all sorts of shenanigans going on. What do you think?
It's the 3 lane dominator cores, right? It's the Bat Rider, the OD, and the Razor. These are the guys that you kind of pick up expecting the team to have to pick a counter to match them in the laning phase. And it's not the worst looking tri-core on Gambit. I mean, they got some kind of similar heroes themselves, right? Like Viper and Doom can cause some issues with just the overall harassment that they can afford. And then Troll, he's an alright guy, especially with a little bit of help. He can definitely get some kills in the lane. So I think Flying Penguins are definitely looking to run things over. But I don't think there's a very clear, like, oh, these lanes are going to get obliterated, aside for perhaps whoever has the lane against the Razor. But, you know, that's basically Razor these days anyway. So.
It's true. And then afterwards, you got a Razor.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. Curious to see if he finds his way into a Midas and a Bots. But already Envy's looking right in towards Wraith and Treads and Drums. So he's got a different mindset than Illidan did.
So that was the funny thing, too, that happened was there's the other day when Flying Penguins were watching somebody else play after they got done with all their games. And then they were making fun of them that, like, there was a pub that Envy had played in where his Razor had gotten Bots and Midas and all that stuff. And he was flaming him the entire game. So if he goes there right now, he's basically flaming himself.
All right, well, there you go.
That's what's happening.
I think Envy's pretty good at that, though. I think he's one of those, you know, self-deprecating kind of guys. You don't have a lot of options when you're Envy, I suppose, but...
Oh, God. It's true, though. I mean, you know, this is how you get through the day. It happens. A little bit of a pause now as we wait for the match to get underway. And again, Gambit, the crowd said that they felt like it was going to be more heavily into the favor of Flying Penguins. I'm definitely feeling like Gambit is coming in as the favorites in this one. But not to say that Flying Penguins aren't good, but just I think Gambit have shown to be just an incredibly strong team.
Yeah, they should definitely be the favorite. I mean, FNG, he got the match he wanted, right? Glorious anime battle. So looking to see if they were indeed ready for what they asked for, or if they've bitten off more than they can chew. But already, Flying Penguins taking the aggressive positioning here near the bottom bounty runes.
30 seconds.
And Envy's saying, you know, I'm a Razor. I think I'm going to kind of hang out here for a bit. The Earth Spirit is coming this way, though, so that should make sure they can secure both top runes for the side of Gambit.
Yeah, battles up top there. Afterlife, maybe going to try and bait Envy into a position, and he will roll forward, get the static link off, so he's going to have a lot of damage. Immersion, seeing what he can do, body blocks, punches.
He's got Orb of Venom too, so it's hurting.
Okay, Envy keeps on taking some punches. He's going to have another roll in a second. Can he juke it out? Does he decide to go for another round? No.
It's a lot of tangos, though.
It's true.
So, yeah, that definitely paid off. Great bait there from Afterlife. Doesn't really cost him anything. And he's able to force some mana and half the HP of Envy away. It's going to bring Lelis up here now, too, for some dual lane action. And we'll get ourselves a support Tiny that we were sorely lacking in the first series today for Valor. See if Flea can give us a show.
It's proven to be a pretty effective hero in that support role, particularly through this tournament. And Envy keeps the static link on. It's only for a second longer, though. And Lelis, formerly Laposa, now is going to be able to zone back the Earth Spirit as well. And looks like Immersion is going to try and take down this creep wave. This is not going to work. Bane is not skilled anything yet. He can just go for the Nightmare. Doesn't decide to go for it, though, and Immersion able to pull those creeps a little bit further. But eventually, it is just to try and mess up the lane equilibrium, it looks like.
Yeah, at the very least, it forces these under the tower. Envy maybe can pull them out, but just going to ensure that he gets the range creep here. So life's good for Envy, and yeah, Lelis, he scouts him out, and he's going to go for the TP cancel. Oh, Immersion, you are in trouble. See if he's the body block here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is a bit of a tough one. The roll interrupted. Well played by Lelis, able to find Mr. Immersion and keep the punches going, and actually might even be able to give the first blood over to Ryoya, but he's going to be able to walk away afterwards, goes for the deny, and, well, Lelis takes over the aggro as well and eventually finds first blood. Really well played by the Bane.
Yeah, pretty much perfect. Didn't make any mistakes, didn't skill anything too early, didn't miss any sort of like a roll or something like that, even though he tried like a double stun fake out. And he gets back in time for a stack on the small camp. What more can you ask for from your support player?
Now, it does mean that because the Earth Spirit was able to interrupt that lane equilibrium, that Afterlife should get a wave underneath the tower here, so Envy can't fully bully him out at least. But still able to mess with the last hits a little bit there. And so far, so good for Razor, 10-4 versus the 5-0.
Yeah, meanwhile, here in the bottom lane, you can see they're chucking some spells back and forth, but they already have the stick there on the Troll Warlord, a stick on FNG as well. So everyone's stacking up these saves, and there's not a whole lot you can do. Hard to make it go when they've got double sticks and they're this close to their tower. And Flea hoping for a better room than a DD. I mean, it's okay, but obviously he wants something like a haste.
Double damage.
Even just level 1 immersion. Able to get some punches there. The Orb of Venom is doing a good amount of harassment. I do kind of wonder if, you know, we haven't seen it always that. Sometimes it's more regen that the Earth Spirits decide to go for, or boots early on or something like that. But wanting to sort of stay in lane and kind of punish when he can.
Yeah, Flea comes in and ends up getting hit by the Maldic, but yeah, you can see in the mid lane. Roy and FN. FN already doing a little bit of jungling, up to 17-3, but there are 8 denies there on the OD, so no slouch himself, as there's another roll away there from Immersions. He's to escape the clutches of Lelis.
Yeah, and a DD now on Flea. Wants to move into position, doesn't quite dodge away from the axes. He gets him on him, and that is going to stop the pressure coming from this Tiny.
Still so much regen on Dahak, too. Just trying to keep his HP as high as possible. 6 stacks of stick, he's going to force him back. But 8 tangos remaining. Wants to make sure he's never at kill threat.
And keep eating those ones whenever possible. And still the lane dominators of the Razor, the Viper, OD also keeping up in spite of that jungling. And, well, bottom lane, the Batrider able to really zone out Dahak a little bit.
No luck on the bounces there from FNG. He goes for a Maldic play onto Flea. Could have been a little bit better, but yeah, honestly, they just are not finding the kills here for snaking. This is not the best start. Of course, they're still leading the last hit, so it's not a disaster or anything, but when it's in a matchup like this with no direct back counter, you're hoping to score a couple early kills, really.
Yeah.
This is kind of the power of Witch Doctor, too. This hero can deal with most lanes, just either through the heal or just through some Maldic aggression, as they've been this time.
Now Lelis had to walk another direction around the trees, and trading over the Nightmare now. Afterlife trying to move on to Envy. See what he can do, but did not get the Infernal Blade back up again. And Snake King is going to have to back out away from the Maldic. But
he throws out the Plasma Field, gets it like max range here.
That is a lot of damage.
Yeah, he has a salve though, so just more trades, and it does push him back in time for Envy to get the treads.
Toss back, maybe in a little bit of trouble. Dahak has the burn on him, 8 stacks in fact, but he couldn't get him under the Firefly. And Immersion in the meantime takes down Envy in the top lane. And Dahak, oh, that's the damage that they needed. Able to get him in 3 stacks now. They try and get the Maledic damage, but it's not looking like it's quite going to be enough. Stick popping as well. Snake King starting to drop down low. Can they find that kill? They managed to take down the Witch Doctor first, and Snake King gets the deny. Well played.
Yeah, FNG was trying to draw him into the tower range, and it was very close, but Snake King kept himself back, and then, yeah, perfect deny there. And he's still able to get the bounty runes there on Flea. In fact, he can even go buy a bottle if he wants to pick up that second bounty rune with it.
Yeah.
Well, he buys an urn instead, though, for the squad.
Whoa, that is rather early.
Yeah, looking to get involved. Well, there's already a bottle on the Batrider as well, so hence the reasoning.
So levels right now, 6 on both the Viper and the OD. And in spite of that death, Envy still level 5. And has had a really nice time for himself in that top lane with 31-12 versus the 13-2.
Razor doing Razor things. 17 denies on the OD. I mean, these two guys very particular, I guess, in terms of their laning, right? They really love getting every last deny, the two players. So these are perfect heroes.
And Snake King going to try and zone his way out of there. Does die, but they're able to find a return kill into FNG, so...
FNG did get the experience, though. Yeah. It was great for our Witch Doctor this early.
But it does mean it's an earn charge or 2 for Flea as well.
True, true. Keep himself involved, but yeah. So Envy's just going to be left alone at this point as the race for level 6 up top occurs. But Roya on the hunt here. There's a Radiant Observer meant to be keeping FN safe, but of course it's not going to see an invisible OD.
And has the ulti ready to go. Needs to drop it if he wants to use it, but it looks like with that shrine popped, FN is going to live a little bit longer. We'll see where he goes to. This is really dangerous. I mean, if he stops off to farm in this camp, it looks like he's going to. He's going to take some extra damage from the creeps, and then, of course, once Bane moves into position... and
15% resistance, though.
Yeah, this is scary. They're also bringing in the Tiny. Meanwhile, top lane, they're able to take down Envy. So Nightmare and then the Avatos is going to come out. Have the ulti too if they need to, but saves that one for now.
Yeah, I think waiting for the third hero was the correct play, but costly, right? The OD was gone for so long in the mid lane. Maybe they were wondering if it was coming up top, but they just get the kill there instead.
And very equal net worths across all of the heroes at this point in the game. You can see that they've been able to get a good amount for themselves. And FNG just sitting mid, making sure that nothing goes too wrong if the Viper just wants to TP back into lane.
Needs to be careful. He might just run into them here, and yeah, he's going to see them as he's getting some good vision down in that Radiant territory. Now sees the rotation coming top, so he warns Envy, yo, they're coming. Draw some lines on the map, like make sure you're playing close to the tower here. Maybe we can get a turnaround as I'm coming from behind their own tower.
And it looks like Envy is just going to back all the way underneath the tower now. And Lelis moving in towards mid. Able to zone back the Viper. Get a couple denies there on Ryoya.
You can see they're kind of pinging around that area too, maybe just wondering. They think there's a ward there, perhaps based off of what happened.
Right. So Envy able to dodge away from the gank. That means it's pretty big wasted movement by Gambit. And they're actually going to bring another hero up towards top. It's going to be the Troll Warlord. And they're going to try and take down that tower. And then the rotation comes back towards mid. This is not a smoke up though, so they will be scouted out by the ward on the Dire side.
It's looking like one of those games where, I mean, in the better Viper games we've seen, basically this Viper gets his Atos and just starts smoking with the supports and creates as much space as possible across the map for his other two cores. The Doom can of course be joining in if he wants to. Has the level 6 here and is currently holding the point too.
Envy stealing a good bit of damage. Head back to farm. Why not?
And they see FN has this Atos now with the Observer where they planted here, so this is also likely where they might want to try and go for a smoke play here. So gonna watch those Viper movements as he goes for the stack there and starts heading towards the Razor once again. So much pressure. All three cores are currently up here with Envy.
Yeah, he needs to get the heck out. They saw that Atos, like you said, so they should know that this could be coming.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. This vision played forward by Lelis is doing a ton for them, and they're going to go for the roll mid too.
Not going to find it.
They're swinging and missing on both lanes at the moment.
It looks like Lelis might go down though, as they do have that Atos out, and Broken does have a brain tap to turn around and live through it if he wants to for the moment.
Jeez, Ryoya is just ignoring this completely.
And it looks like they are going to lose the Bane. Brain tap, not quite enough to keep him alive.
I mean, even just walking over there, I feel like might have saved him just a little bit of threat, but he just got completely ditched.
Bane, he did his job.
Gotta
he
get
can
those
die
last
now.
hits, you know? Well, Snaking has been left completely alone for a while down here, and he is going right for those boots travel.
Oh no, an Envy. He runs into Immersion. He's going to get doomed. He did get the ulti off, as well as the damage steal, but the roll forward coming in. Nightmare save, maybe? No. Instead ends up turning over the other side. It can't get the deny. There's going to be another kill here, it looks like, onto the Bane, but can he find one in return? Immersion barely able to walk away from that one. He gets the TP out. So Gambit finding kills, making the plays.
And then Flea actually gets a little bit of room down bottom as Sneaking heads in the jungle. I'll give him his level 6. But what can they actually do with this Bat Rider is the question. Getting kills on the Troll will probably be your goal, right? Try and slow down Dahak here.
Yeah. Is that all possible? They bring Envy back up towards top.
Middle tower is under attack.
In the meantime, Snaking building up some stacks here of the sticky.
There's no lasso here.
This is potentially problematic, though. They're going to actually Atos the Tiny, an Avalanche, to try and back away. The cast goes out, but Flea still living for the moment. They do have a Enfeeble, and now the Nightmare afterwards. Going to start to build up the damage. Snaking very, very quick, but Immersion finds him.
Hits the moving target. Hasted Bat connected with the roll. Very nicely done. Yeah, give him a little tip there. Why did you come back in? That's basically what that's saying. The rune of invincibility of the haste. A classic core killer.
Still a slight lead for Flying Penguins at this point. Mainly off the back of this OD that's very farmed. It's also the Tiny. He's been able to get a lot of net worth for himself.
Does he doesn't have the recipe. Oh, he does have the recipe. Okay, it's on the courier back in the base. So I wouldn't mind seeing that back out here for Ryoya, just as the ganks are going to keep on coming, especially with this Atos up. So.
Afterlife, pulling back towards Snaking. 2 stacks of sticky. Now the burn. Feel it. His Afterlife is going to drop. Tried to interrupt that one with Immersion, but it's not going to happen.
That's another one without Lasso, as he's just a few XP away, and now he'll have it at
Fiend
level
Script.
8.
Got him if they want it. It's going to last a very, very long time with that Enfeeble there, but broken, and now the cast bouncing back and forth, able to Nightmare to try and save himself, but needs to walk away, still Maledicted. That's probably enough to lose the Bane. They also take down Snaking, and he isn't going to be able to Nightmare dodge that. Brain Sap trying to live. That's pretty nice. Able to make it happen. No miss uphill, but Lelis still very speedy on this Bane. Trying to walk away. FN finds the vision with the Atos, and yeah, that item's pretty good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kill secured, and now finally that Force Staff will get delivered to Roya in the mid lane as he's chipping away at this tier 2 tower, or rather tier 1 tower with his DD rune. And Envy, despite all that pressure up top, still doing relatively okay. Second highest on his team, starting to catch back up to that Troll Warlord. He has his treads, he has his drums. See if he goes in towards like a Yasha-based item next, or potentially into an earlier BKB. Doesn't really look like a BKB game this time, though, does it? Viper Strike, Doom.
Yeah.
Can't really see him opting for that too early. Probably a Halberd would be really good this game.
I like that. That sounds nice. And Witch Doctor trying to get towards an urn of his own. Just needs about 100 more gold or so. Meanwhile, it is going to be the Viper sitting mid with a bunch of supports behind him, ready to defend if things get a little bit too testy. And if they could set up on the OD, could be a really nice pickup there. As Flea is getting closer towards his Spirit Vessel. Almost has it done here. That early pickup is so nice.
Yeah, it's great versus Troll Warlord. The ulti can be pretty annoying with the Dispel, but aside from that, I just want to keep this hero down. Doom 2.
Envy right next to a shrine. Can he pop it in time to keep himself alive? He's going to do it now, but it was never going to be enough. And Lelis also going to drop, it looks like. Nightmare won't save you. So Gambit find themselves another couple kills, and the Hawk gets a tower at the same time. They doom up the OD, going to try and chase him underneath the tower. They're there to take him down, and this has gone real terrible for Flying Penguin. Snaking walks into the midst of it also. Save your buddy syndrome. It's not what you need. Oh, crap.
These lanes were not dominated, and if you don't dominate the lanes of this draft, I have big concerns coming up for you as Flying Penguins. I'm not sure where this Razor goes from here. Feels like he's a little bit lost at the moment. He has no reliable gold. Actually got 100 now. But aside from that, not a whole lot, so he's losing a lot every time he goes down. He doesn't have any way to like buy out or something like that. And he's just kind of in the wonderland of like, what am I going to build?
Yeah, it does kind of feel like everything is stalled up right now for the Dire. But they do have the Spirit Vessel, no charges on it right now, but a smoke up with 3 to try and find a kill. Unfortunately, Gambit is here with 3-2, and Immersion breaks that smoke right away. They find themselves the Bane, and Flee, they just need to get out. There's no way you can take this, surely. Envy trying to lock the target. That's not the play.
Yeah, and Roya wasn't even there. I mean, we haven't seen the Sanity drop for anything yet. He's also just about level 12, so perhaps that's why he's not looking to join quite yet. But they look a little out of sorts at the moment from Flying Penguins. Perhaps need to wait for this Blink Dagger from Snaking. He does farm very fast with the Boots of Travel, but it's still just not quite at the level that they need right now. And Dahak, he's prepared for these fights. If Flying Penguins start to bring it, like they're already winning the game, but he's still going for this build of the Sanj and Yasha. So just wants to be prepared for anything that Flying Penguins want to try and throw at them in this mid game.
Well, and more importantly, it could be Gambit that try and take the aggressive stance. You've got this Drums on Doom. You're going to have the Guardian Greaves pretty soon on this Viper as well. He's incredibly farmed. He's already got the mechanism. If they want to group together, I don't know what Flying Penguins does to stop this.
I mean, look at Emergence built here too. As he rolls in, he's got a headdress, he's got a buckler, he's ready to battle.
Chases forward. They use the banishment. Not on Flea to save him for the moment, and now they jump forward, and FNG on his Witch Doctor brings down that OD very low on HP, and the Death Board still going. That doesn't break it anymore. Flame Break. They chase for it for more. Rayoya might just die to the Maledict. 2 dead, and now Envy walks in the midst of all. He can kill them all off here. This could be really good. He takes down FN, and now trying to chase down the Hawk. What can they do, though? Rayoya ends up getting interrupted there, and FNG, another Maledict down, but he eventually will die. So Envy comes in to save the day. Snaking, is he going to live through this? TP's back towards Fountain, and the Maledict not enough to bring him down.
Yeah, it'll be just fine. Very necessary cleanup here at the moment. Envy will now peak over 2k gold here as he still decides exactly what he's going to do with it. But that ends up being about a 1,300 gold swing in favor of Flying Penguins, and also tons of experience because they were starting to fall behind a little bit there. So about 1,280 actually to the Razor, the Bane, and the Bat Rider. So getting some extra levels, some skills. We're looking for some more points into the Flame Break, or possibly lowering that cooldown on the lasso. Always a nice one to go for too.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that
oh, he's getting rolled on though.
Uh-oh. Well, and there's the Doom. Nightmare, maybe a deny. It's a possibility. See if they can get it in time. Kill your friend. Take him down. Kill him. Punch him. They got him. Lelis makes the play. And now Envy, seeing if he can kill off Immersion. The chase forward's coming.
He came in for that kill secure. Didn't want them to deny it, but now he's just giving them a bonus one.
This is the way to do it. And Immersion tries to run, but there's nowhere to hide as Envy claims his prize.
Mid lane, though, they will use that space to take care of the tier 1 tower. And they're even going to go a little bit aggressive into that dire jungle, but there's only one observer ward on FNG. Looks like he's just trying to figure out exactly where he wants it. And it will be indeed Yasha base. He'll be going for the SNY there for Envy.
Okay.
Definitely the most middle of the ground item that you can opt for in this case.
Yeah, they need something to deal with this pressure that's coming out. And it does feel like they have it, at least in some way. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to lose their OD again. Maybe not, though. Snaking is here, and Envy also trying to chase down. They're pulling back in the Viper. Big play coming in, and, well, FNG on the other side with the Death Ward. They're going to try and evade him as Flea not able to quite get in range, as it's just going to be a TP out from that Witch Doctor.
It's like, well, yeah, the Witch Doctor TP'd out, but you lost your Viper.
Yeah.
So a little odd movements there. I mean, going that deep without your Doom, not having the Doom. They're hoping to find someone all alone, perhaps. And, of course, it does come from the fact that they wanted that vision, so FNG wanted a buddy, but this almost comes back to why you often see Solo just solo smoking, right? He runs around all by himself, and sometimes he feeds, but at least he never costs his core his life.
Yeah. We also have another smoke up coming from Flying Penguins, who feel like they're strong right now. Again, the smoke broken on Lelis, but Afterlife is there as well. They're trying to jump forward with the E. Very low on HP, actually. They're going to turn and try and take him down right at the start. The Troll just eviscerates him, and Flying Penguins, that was not going to be enough to work out for them. Trying to throw the Avalanche to retreat. Dahak chasing forward for this Tiny. Can they find any type of a kill? Doesn't look like it.
Feels like both teams are just seeing if they can fight without their spells.
Right?
And that time they had the ulti from the Razor, but I don't think they really won engagements without Lasso. Still waiting on Stanley's, but Roya having a hard time finding his moment. And of course, once he does get it, it's almost a 3-minute cooldown after that. So he really wants that perfect engagement for it. And now you have a Blink Dagger picked up at the side chop here from Afterlife. Not going to be ready for this, so the Doom comes in 4 seconds. They don't look to have a smoke here, although they're... Oh yeah, they're pulling it out of the inventory of the Earth Sphere. There you go.
So, I mean, you look at the relative damage that these two mids have done right now, FN in comparison to Roya, and it's just partly just a product of the heroes, but it feels like FN has had such a big impact on this game.
Yeah, for sure. 4, 3, and 6 all over the map. 0, 2, and 4 for Roya. I mean, that kind of tells it all, really. They go in behind the pit here, looking for these boundary rings. They're going to catch FNG coming up for it.
Do they have an opening? Can they spot these heroes? Can they take them down? The Doom is on to the Razor, while also Maledicted, so he's going to try and do what he can in the meantime, but there is just far too much damage coming out. And FNG is the one that claims the kill, while Lelis is also going to drop dead. And Flying Penguins, just no answers.
Yeah, they just go right back into the pit. Fresh level 15 there on the Troll. They're going to shrine up a couple of their heroes as they head back to join their allies in the pit. And you just have Flea watching nearby with the tree held. Not a whole lot they can do.
Not really at all. It's BKB that's going to come out for the Hawk as well. And this Aegis feels like it's going to be Gambit's time to go. This is what we've seen so often from this team. Take down the outer towers, control the map, and then go high ground, sometimes even with that second Roche.
Oh man, I would not want to fight this team right now. Greaves, Aegis. This is probably going to be the tier 3 push. Potentially even a Rax, potentially the game. I mean, it can easily snowball that hard, but just getting something as simple as a tier 3 with this Aegis is going to be a big victory for the side of Gambit. Snaking does finally get over to the side chop and buy his Blink. In fact, he already has like 550 gold on top of that. So he's got a Haste Rune. Might be time to try and get a pick with this here, slow down this Aegis push. And they do see FN is lagging behind the rest of the squad, so this would be a good moment to go for something. But they're going to miss that window. He's going to catch up here.
And then they'll have the Greaves Atos. Doesn't need anything else in his inventory. That's all the Viper has.
It looks like the call from Flea here is to just stay down bottom, keep this push, and then push the mid lane. Trade away your tier 2 up top. don't take the fight with the Aegis. You can't really disagree with them, but now the question is, where do you put everyone who's not hitting a tower? If you stand inside the middle, you might be able to try and like branch off and fight wherever they try to defend, but they're kind of splitting up their resources here. They're going to the shrines, they're going to TPs into the towers too, and it looks like the Penguins are just abandoning, so they won't get anything.
They get the tier 2 and nothing in retribution except for farming out some jungle camps maybe.
There's an invis rune here for the bat. He's hasted, and they're still hesitating though.
He's had quite a few of those haste runes on the Bat Rider.
I mean, this Viper is completely alone in the mid lane.
And they just can't do anything about it. It's too hard to jump on that hero. I mean, this is the thing that's crazy too, is that up until this point, basically, it felt that Flying Penguins could kind of take some of those fights, but they were always taking them like, you know, 4-on-5 or something like that. And now it feels like you really can't take fights anymore against Troll and the Viper Greaves.
This guy is a 10-second BKB.
Yeah.
They need a absolutely massive play from Snaking.
Picking somebody off with nobody else dying on the side of Flying Penguins.
I feel like they've had all the right wards here from Flying Penguins. It seems like they really know where everyone is. They've had several moments where they see something like this Doom just standing alone. They had a ward in the mid lane that was scouting out this Earth Spirit. They knew that the Viper was alone too, but they didn't go for a jump then. I'm not sure if they're just being kind of greedy and waiting for those bigger items like that BKB for the OD, but no opportunities, at least to them.
At a certain point, you need to make a move. Like, something has to happen, because eventually Gambit is just going to run down all of these towers. And even making a move like that to go on the Doom, even if you don't kill him, it at least forces back the other side of Gambit.
Oh, once again, Dota Plus is not favoring Mr. Eternal Envy. 90 to 10, can't really blame them. Probably taking the Gambit factor into account. It's like, yeah, I think I've seen this before. Maybe this entire patch.
This is what they do.
Oh, here we go. There's an Earth Spirit just TPing in. Oh, but there's a troll coming in. Oh, geez.
And time to run. Does manage to walk away. Slowed down, though, and Flea will get dropped after they take the tier 2 tower.
How are they just getting towers and then just getting back in time, not losing anything? Over and over.
Yeah,
that's the question.
It's very strange.
How does Gambit do it?
So hypothetically, high ground defense, because it looks like that's what we're going to be having.
Well, there's one really great counter to Lasso called Buyback.
Yeah.
We don't really have too much of it. We have it on the Troll, don't have it on the Doom or the Viper. So potentially one of those two. If that goes down, they might not be able to just instantly come back for the fight.
They also don't have something like that Chen to pull somebody right into it afterwards.
Oh, after like...
Courier Snipe, not happening.
That would have been sick. That was a Shadow Blade for the Doom.
Yeah, but heads up reaction there. And Envy trying to buy whatever time he can, but they're scouting him out. Envy needs to run, needs to get out of there. FNG, they spot him. Immersion also trying to slow him down. He is very, very speedy, this Razor. And with Afterlife chasing, are they going to be able to get him? They find him in the end, and, well, Envy, they're not even going to drop the Doom on him, it looks like. With the Witch Doctor ulti down, this man is going to fall. Yeah, Gambit are doing whatever they want.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way.
What have we here?
So 25 minutes in, bounty runes. Looks like Immersion able to pick up one of them. Up top lane.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Snake King. They're still holding on to that Doom.
Yeah, he's just purging him. You know, he's not getting away.
They got him. Again, another pickoff. And in the meantime, the rest of Flying Penguins are just farming. It does really feel like there's just nothing happening.
Feels like they have just kind of lost direction. Has he sand-leased yet? Am I crazy?
No.
All right. Just making sure.
No. It's just, yeah. There has not been all that much going on this game for Flying Penguins. I can't really...
Like, Gambit are just crisp, right?
2,500 damage dealt?
It's, is that a Magnus?
It's tough. I mean, again, you know, you feel like you can't really do much with this hero. The only one to not find a kill in the game. And again, maybe some of that is just because of the decision-making that Flying Penguins have had as a team together. Like, let's try and get this OD super farmed. But whatever the case is, it does not feel like it's working right now for Flying Penguins. Whoever's making the call.
It feels like no one's making the calls, honestly.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. They're very passively just losing control of their whole map.
9,000 gold lead.
Envy's wishing he had Midas bots.
That's true. Yeah, that's the other thing that's interesting, right? Like, we saw in the earlier game, Illidan go Midas bots and still fight with it. This has been a fighting build Razor, and he's not been doing a ton of fighting. They did earlier, and they kind of just ended up losing a lot of those. So maybe that's part of the reason. But in the meantime,
Envy's been doomed.
Down bottom, they got him caught. Dahak takes it down, 24-11.
Snake King's just trying to grab the wave mid. Pretty much all he can do. FN's going to hit him with the Atos, though, but he gets the blink off.
Oh, he's out of there.
Oh,
but they found another. Lelis, he goes down.
I don't know. I don't know positioning. I don't know why people are running around like that. I'm not sure if the wave's being cut by the Batrider. What's Bane doing there?
Well, Fleet could be Viper struck. They don't have their Troll Warlord with them right now, but he is going to make his way over there. Level 20. Push now, Immersion says. They could potentially have a long day ahead of them.
He still has his 10-second BKB. The guy almost has a butterfly.
Yeah, this is
They
insane.
even had to use it. Maybe that's the strategy. Make them waste this BKB purchase by just never fighting them. It's genius. It's almost 30 seconds until the next Aegis. I feel like we haven't even had a hero die on Gambit since that Aegis.
What's the little marks down there on the graphy? Has there just been like a billion kills?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of kills.
Okay.
All Gambit.
Yeah, there really hasn't been anything done for a very long time. The scan comes out by the Radiant, and you can see since about minute 20, that was the last one. We're 8 minutes past that. And Flying Penguins, are they going to group up and make a play here?
Oh, 2 10-second BKBs will now be ready.
All right. Well, Dahak, he's just happy. He's just dancing away on the troll.
I mean, on the bright side, Varioya still has his, so it is an OD in the end. I mean, there is definitely the possibility of him just one-shotting a couple of the heroes, then you get the rundown of the fight after that. And Envy, he's sitting at 2,200 HP. He is one of the tankier people in this game.
And
Except for this Earth Spear.
You think about Troll Warlord, only right now with about 37 intelligence. When you've got the Sanity's Eclipse multiplier that gets stacked up there, has the Yashakai already.
Yeah, he is level 8. That is, or 18 rather. That is true. Just needs to get up to 20.
Yeah.
And they're into the pit. Alrighty. Aegis
Second
and
rush.
Cheese. And another tense battle about to occur here. Okay, they are smoked up. The Firefly has run out though. Flame Break comes in.
Looking
The Razor
for an
ulti is popped.
opening.
That's an Envy classic.
Did he just pop the ulti?
I think it was from farming.
Oh, God. And the Doom, and the BKBs, and the chase forward. They're trying to keep him alive. He's muted. He's in trouble. That man is dead. And now they're going to look for more. Ryoya, drop the ulti. Do something, man. It ain't happening. He's silenced. No BKB needed. And he is going to die as well. No buyback.
Well,
What in the hell did I just watch?
I think they just they missed their moment there. They weren't quite sure what was going on. Except I know they knew they were in the pit, so
300 gold away from buyback, and they're just going to walk up to high ground. Dahak is there. He's punching the tier 3 towers, and the only retribution they have is a little bit of the enfeeble to slow down the attack speed. But eventually it's there. They roll forward. All right, Flea, 4-staff, keeping him alive for the moment. Lelis throws out the Nightmare. But it is the tier 3 that's going to drop, and Gambit with the Greaves, with everything else. You can't fight him. Just go tier 4s. This game's over. Honestly.
yeah.
Viper Strike, they take him forward as well. Going to break the Tiny and kill him off. And, well, the best thing they can do is go for the Fountain Toss, but he just Shadow Blades and walks away.
I don't envy the panel on this one because it was hard enough to talk about this game for 20 minutes. They're going to do it for another. And it just, like, obviously Gambit are a very good team, and I don't want to take anything away from them. But this feels like one of those games where you're just like, where are they? Where are my opponents? Because they just were never near us. They never made an aggressive play. And Gambit, of course, are very crisp, and they did a great job in these trades, but man.
Lasso the Viper, trying to take it, but the turn comes, and they're going to be able to pop the cheese, pop the Greaves, pop everything, and, well, that ulti was the least effective thing that we've seen. They're going to be able to walk away from them afterwards. Buyback coming from the Batrider, but GG is called. That was something.
That was one of the odder games of Dota I've seen. they just got lost. It looked like Gambit had their strategy. They won their lanes, and they just played extremely, like that was such clear shot calling and captaincy coming out there from F&G. I mean, it was night and day, right? We're looking at one team where they're moving in unison. You can see how they're going to be connecting, right? Like Viper's hitting this wave here. After he hits that wave, he's going to move up the ramp in towards his allies who are pushing into the tier 2 tower. And by the time they get there and destroy this tower, I've got 2 squads of Flying Penguins guys on the other side of the map, each trying to tick away at a wave in front of a tower, and they're already back. They defend that tower. They push you out of their zone. And there was great vision. I don't even think it was the vision game. No. I feel like Flying Penguins saw so much of what Gambit were doing, and they still couldn't figure out the answer.
It's true. It's insane to think about the fact that like there were so many times where it was take a tower and get back and get that catch, like you're talking about there. And all of that was under the vision of Flying Penguins. They saw them move from the tower to TP to the shrine, and even still, in spite of the fact they saw them, they still got the kill. Yeah. That's nuts. That's not supposed to happen. I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them handle it. Those panelists. Good luck.